Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat Nagpal. You're watching iGyan, and today we're going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the new Motorola Moto E7 Plus. So let's quickly get started. Now, over 60% of people watching our videos are not subscribed, so we'll ask you to take a moment and hit that subscribe button to become a part of Team iGyan. Let's get started with the Moto E7 Plus. Now, Motorola has been aggressive in the past couple of months in India, and the Moto E7 Plus wants to reinforce their aggression in the budget market space. The Moto E7 will be priced roughly around the 10,000 rupee price bracket, and links and final prices we'll leave in the description for you. Now, as we cut through the packaging, the first thing inside the box is the phone itself. You also get some documentation and the SIM ejector tool. Also in the box is the wall charger, which is a 10-watt charger, as the phone does support 10-watt charging. And you will also get a USB to micro USB cable, and that is basically everything from the box. Let's take a look at the device itself. Now, over at the front on the top, you'll notice the earpiece along with a few sensors, and just below that is the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is an 8-megapixel camera with an f2.2 aperture, and it's placed in this teardrop notch in the display. Speaking of the display, it's a 6.5-inch display. It's a 1600 by 720p display. It should have been a Full HD display, but still a 720p display with 269 pixels per inch. It is an IPS LCD with an active touch area of about 86%. On the bottom of the device, you'll notice the microphone, the micro USB charging and data syncing port, and the speakerphone itself. On the right side, you'll find the power button, and above that, you'll see the volume rocker, and then you also do have a dedicated Google button, which will allow you to access the Google Assistant directly by pressing that button. On the top of the device is a 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left of the device is the SIM tray. Now, this is slightly disappointing because it is a hybrid tray, so you can put in 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and a micro SD card. On the back of the device is the camera setup, and you will also see the fingerprint sensor, which is placed in the Motorola logo. The cameras are interesting, and Motorola has finally done what we've been asking from brands for a long time, and Motorola has popped in only 2 cameras. One is a 48-megapixel sensor with a 12-megapixel effective output with quad pixel technology. More interestingly, it has an f1.7 aperture, and the second camera is just a depth camera with a 2-megapixel sensor and an f2.4 aperture. So what you're going to be using for everything, including zooming in and macro shots and video recording, is the main camera, which is how it should be in most cases. This does support Google Lens integration, and it does come with the Motorola shooting app, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. The rear camera can do full HD video recording at 60 frames per second, and the front camera can do full HD video recording at 30 frames per second. Now, once you power on the device, you will notice that it's running stock Android, because that's what all Motorola phones do. It's basically purely stock Android with just the Moto app installed, and with the Moto app you do allow some customizations to the device, so you can personalize certain things like the looks and the styles and the layouts of the user interface. But more importantly, it doesn't change the stock Android skin. It basically applies certain things like icon packs and wallpapers without disturbing the essence of the core Android operating system. The Motorola app also allows you for certain Moto gestures that people are used to. So double tap to initiate the flashlight, or 3 fingers on the screen to take a screenshot. Now, running everything in the mix is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 460. Now, this has a 1.8 GHz octa-core CPU, and you also get the Adreno 610 GPU. Get 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of onboard storage. The micro SD card can be up to 256 GB. The phone weighs in at 200 grams, and that is primarily because of the fact that the phone has a 5000 mAh battery. The phone also has a water repellent design, and the SIM tray also has the rubber grommet, which will prevent water from entering into it. The water repellent design means that it will withstand rain and basic splashes of water without any problem. The phone has the Moto camera app, and that allows for certain finesse over the camera. You also get features like spot color, which is one of my favorite features on Motorola devices. You also have the ability to click portrait shots, do cutouts. The phone also has night vision that does a fantastic job in low light environments. But we took the camera for a quick run, and we found some really impressive pictures, including the spot color, which turns out great. Portrait from main camera is also good, and the f1.7 aperture really helps in low light environments. The front facing camera is decent enough as well with the 8-megapixel selfies, and you do get portrait on the front facing camera as well. The phone also has an FM radio. For those asking, you will need to install a headset to get proper reception on the FM radio. As far as performance performance is concerned, the chip is quite capable of handling most of the things that you will throw at it, and you can also do some basic gaming on the device. Anything higher end seems to be jittery, but we'll be testing all of these things out in a later video. Overall, this seems to be a good package in the budget segment from Motorola, allowing for a lot of control over certain things. I still would have liked to see a full HD display, but maybe that's just me demanding a lot of things. And I would have also liked to see a dedicated SIM tray with dual SIMs and a micro SD card slot separately. I like the fact that they've gone with a single camera this time around, allowing for better focus on clicking pictures without wasting too much time. Just go into the camera, click a picture, and that's how it should be for most people. Overall, what are your thoughts of the Moto E7 Plus? Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyan. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.